Alright, so I found myself wanting to say a little bit more to you, but was getting a little frustrated with the fact that I can't write very long replies. Here's my 2 cents. Um, First of all, um, Odd Future really, if you're into the whole conspiracy theory thing, I don't understand why they'd be such a huge concern, being as they're really not all that popular. And, I've heard a lot of people with their theories on Jay-Z and, you know, that actually all entertainers are like part of the Illuminati, whatever. Um, from the lore of what the Illuminati is, it's a group of very powerful people, people who are, you know, pulling strings in society to, do what they want to do. And honestly, in my opinion, you know, um, first of all, they wouldn't just let any random person, especially entertainers who have the voice to, spout whatever ideas they want to be in the Illuminati. You'd think that they would worry about someone being a whistleblower because people are just people, and people, if they had heard some of the audacious things that the Illuminati wants to do, I feel like somebody in the entertainment business would come out and say something about that. Because, yeah, people are genuinely good, in my opinion. Anyways, um, the whole idea of the Illuminati to me seems really ridiculous because if there really is some group of people running the world, they're probably using the Illuminati actually as a veil to sort of cover up the fact that they are real, actual people who are causing, you know, terribly corrupt things to happen in the world. Like they're keeping your mind fixed on uh, this concept of some fanciful group of people that meet up, all the time to conspire against humanity. And yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And as far as the satanic symbolism goes in Odd Future's music, let's just look at the history of Satanism in itself. It's a fabrication of Christian ideas and symbols, and there actually isn't very much pagan symbolism and lore involved in it. It was actually a fabrication made by the Catholic Church a very long time ago to sort of get people, um, scared and to, go on witch hunts and find people that weren't subscribing to their beliefs and paying their dues to that church. So, the whole um, origination of Satanism in itself isn't actually real. There isn't a group of people that just wanted to directly rebel against the Christian or the Catholic Church. It was the Catholic Church itself that drew a picture of people doing that. So it's it's really just sort of funny to me that people even believe in Satanism, even furthermore kind of silly that people, believe that there's a lot of people out there that are still out sacrificing virgins and doing other sorts of foolish things. But anyways, I think what these guys in Odd Future are going for is they're trying to draw a dark picture in your mind, and it's much like metal music, like I had said in my comment. It's an embellishment and a thing to shock you. It's called shock value, and it's something that a lot of entertainers use. Um, you know, it just really doesn't make any sense to me. If you actually see videos of these guys, and like if you've ever watched their TV show, um, you can see that they're not really, devoid of um, emotions and they're not totally evil guys. They're just younger kids making music, and this is what they find to be creative, and this is how they're expressing themselves. And I don't see it being a detriment to society in any way, and I I don't see why you're so worried about them controlling yours or anybody else's mind. Because ultimately, if that's your concern, that media has taken control of your mind and has warped your perception, then maybe you need to separate yourself from it. There's actually Christian parables that say, in your life there are going to be things that are going to try and corrupt you, and you have to be able to separate yourself and know what is real and what is to believe and what is not. You know, it's one of the tools that quote unquote God gave you to deter the devil. So when you see or hear these things, I suppose you have the choice to listen to it and get what you want from it and sort of separate yourself from the violent, words that are in it and whatnot. And your other choice is just to walk away from it, not listen to it. I mean, it's just the way it is. And in my opinion, entertainment has come a long ways in the history of humankind. If you refer back to the Roman days, what they did for entertainment, for example, is, okay, one thing they would do with the women, they didn't think that it was humane to make the women fight to the death usually, unless they were like, um, you know, already warriors of some kind and they were captured from, some remote society that they had conquered. Um, but most of the time, what they would do is they would fill the Colosseum floor with water, and they would fill a boat full of women. And they would light the boat on fire, and there'd only be this one little mass of land in the middle of the Colosseum. And if the women were lucky enough or had the skill enough to swim to this island, they could get over to it, but there would be alligators coming out of a trap door waiting to eat them. Um, they also put a couple species out of existence. There used to be European lions and African bears over in Europe and Africa. And what they did was they domesticated them and taught them to rape and eat people. And that was their entertainment. So, in the world today, what we have for violent entertainment is horror movies, thrillers, um, dirty music, uh, dirty movies, dirty TV shows. It's all in the media now. And yeah, you could say that people uh, react violently to some things, but that's nothing new in society. It's really not. And you know, I just uh, I just find it kind of ridiculous that you are going to blame the entertainers and not the people, yours or other people's perception of the entertainment as being part of the problem. Um, you know, and I feel like um, these videos and these ideas that are put out in the world are um, more dangerous than the actual entertainment. Um, to put the idea in people's heads that they're not in control of their own thoughts, that the media is taking hold of your mind and using you as a puppet. To believe that in itself is, and to make people want to believe that, in my opinion, just sort of manifests the ability for somebody to do that, to take control of their thoughts. And you know, I just I really hope that someday you come to see, that this is really foolish what you're doing and what ideas you spout. And I hope that nobody ever takes your idea and does anything, radical like the VTech guy, the guy that shot up the Batman theater, the guy in Tucson that shot the Congresswoman Columbine. These are all people who, their perception got warped of the media. And, more than anything, I'm sure the paranoid theories that are spouted are more than likely part of what made these people snap, especially the guy from the Batman movie and the the Tucson shooting. In my opinion, these are people who have been corrupted by paranoid schizophrenic media like this. Really, just think about it. Just think about that. I really would like to see people out there making videos about some real life things. Like I had said, why is hemp still illegal? It could cut our dependence on oil, which in turn would, stop us from needing to be over in the Middle East, which I don't think it's much of a big secret. Um, you know, that the fact that we're over there isn't because of you know, some sort of goal to create world democracy. It's a fight for resources, and I don't see how you could ever defend the war on terror in that aspect, you know. And of course, you know, there are the terrorist attacks and other threats that have justified us going over there. But from what I understand and from what I see, the big problem here is that we seem to have a dependence on oil and war to keep our economy going. And why is that? Probably because people in these arms industries and oil industries need to keep a job and they want to keep their companies alive. And they don't want to see hemp put a stop to our dependence on foreign oil and to our dependence on warfare as an economic stimulator. And I feel that people don't really look at these issues. And these sort of distractions where we're pointing the finger at media and at even ourselves, when you're blaming our entertainers in America as being part of the problem, you're almost pointing a finger back at yourself because it's your perception of the media that ultimately, you know, is what comes to reality. So just think about all that. There are some real world problems out there, and this is not one of them. So with that in mind, I am out for the night, and I suggest that anybody that wants to reply to me, reply in person, or, well, rather in a video response, and show your face. Like, actually give me a valid argument and show your face. Don't be such a coward, especially you, the person that made and posted this video. I really would like to see a personal video response with some reasoning and rationality, because I think a debate over this would be fun, and I feel I have the upper hand because you're just a fool. You're a fool. So I hope to hear back from you and several of the people that agree with you. So I'll be looking forward to that.